Hey, happy day. Left-wing wacko people, they're consistently inconsistently consistent. Pick your way to say it. They're crazy. They just kind of pick their own battles to suit themselves. Let's talk about the bald eagle now. The bald eagle, by the way, even the name is wrong because the bald eagle is not bald. The bald eagle has white hair, but some left-wing person has never picked up on that. Why? Because that same left-wing person calls it a bald eagle. It ain't a bald eagle. We got the name now. We're kind of stuck with it, I guess. But they changed the names of sports teams, football teams, basketball. Why not the eagle? Hey, just saying, in 2016, the wind generation thing was killing all kinds of eagles, so the government stepped in. This would be the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, and they said, hey, let's maximize this. You're only allowed to murder 4,200 bald eagles a year. After that, there'll be a penalty, and you got to pay it. Well, penalties are big because they're always paying it because of wind generation. This is what the left-wing tree hugger people want. It's killing the eagle, left, right, and center. Hey, not to be politically sounding. You know what? These lefties, they make me crazy. Alternative power and murdering thousands of birds. The national bird, by the way. You know, the name's insulting, the national bird, all of this is happening. How did it get overlooked? Too busy with Aunt Jemima and everything else, I guess. Now, trans people. What a topic. I mean, who would have ever thought that we'd be talking about these people that are mixed up? I don't know what gender they are. And now they're actually in beauty contests. You read about this, there might be, 0.001% of the population or some such, and they're getting 90% of the press. And now they're in beauty pageants? Really? I mean, women are beautiful. Now you have a man who is trying to be beautiful. I mean, really? A man says he's a girl, and that's okay. I mean, swimming and all of these things. Good grief. Will this spill over to commercial areas? Can I do a painting and I will identify it, have it identify itself? I guess it's a Van Gogh. Can I buy a 1954 sedan and cut and paint and weld and make it a 1990 pickup truck and have the world accept this? I can take it to an auction sale and say it's an original. Let's say, but it isn't. I'll say it's a trans vehicle. So what's the problem? Big profits, I think, in the commercial world then, right? I mean, but it's not honest, it's not moral. I gotta tell you, it's bloody evil. It's just not very nice. Now, Canadian airports, I was in a couple of them the other day. I was in Vancouver, Calgary, and Edmonton in one day. And the week prior to that, I was in Toronto. I gotta tell you, it's kind of weird because Canadian airports are places now where Canadians don't speak Canadian, right? The airline and the security people, pretty much all from India. Their English is very hard to understand. And, why are these people in positions where the customer speaks English, yet they do not? Why is that? Or they don't do it well. Some do, the odd one, but not very many. And they have heavy accents, and old people with old ears, they can't manage. They can't get their way through the airport. Because these people talk to you a lot because they check your boarding pass every 3 or 4 feet, right? I mean, most of these people, I've spoken to them, they're not even Canadian. Some of them have their immigration status, I guess, or whatever, but very few of them are actually Canadian citizens, and yet they have enormous power over actual Canadians. And the prime mistake of Canada brings in millions and millions more a year. There's $1.5 billion to pick from, right? They're great people, I get it. But what are we doing here? I mean, Canadians are unable to understand the prime mistake, and now they can't understand the words of the workers. I'm stuttering here because I'm trying to think. They're smarter than me, the government, they must be. So there has to be something here that I'm not getting. The government has screwed the country, and now the airports and the airlines too are helping. I mean, you phone one of these airlines and ask for information, and you get transported to, over to India or someplace. And what's going on with all of that? I just wanted to share with you. Now, we have a Democrat-backed bill making its way through the California legislature, and it requires judges in the state to consider this. If a convicted criminal's race is different than white, then you have to have a different law. Canada has that. Also now with Indians, if you're an Indian and you go murder somebody, you get that much in jail, and if you're white, you get that, blah, blah, blah. And now they're trying to do it in California. Why not? Everything else is screwed up and people don't live in California because it's screwed up. Because the government continues to do that. It's not very nice. It's ridiculous. Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's racial prejudice. And back to the airports in Canada, a lot of people now are calling me a racist. I'm not. I don't care what color you are. This is about, if you can't, I don't know. If you have somebody working at an airport where all of your customers are English and you can't speak English very well, it's like having a vegetarian selling steaks at Safeway. I mean, it doesn't compute because you don't have any knowledge. And if you do, you can't convey it properly. I think you get it. Y'all come back. Here, we're going to more for you from the right. See ya.